insecure. How do you know him?
You are a very insecure.
Pow!
And he is not even my type.
Pow, pow! Whoop.
Hi, you guys. So there's this new show on Netflix called Young, Famous, and African. I believe it started on the 20th. And one of the couples that's on the show is Annie and Two-Face, who's a singer, South African artist. I believe he changed his name to Tubaba, but everybody on Twitter is still calling him Two-Face. So I'm just going to call him Face as well. Anyway, so he is married to an actress by the name of Annie, and she kind of came to social media before and said some things about their marriage, and I think I made a video about that the last time, a few months ago, when she was talking about the fact that he took one of his kids' mothers. He brought her to the States, to Disney World, with his family and and his kids, of course, while he was out on tour over here. And so he did not inform Annie that the kid's mother was going to go on this trip. And so she kind of went to social media and kind of said some things, right? And pretty much let him know that she was upset about hearing about this person being there through the blogs. And so he did not respond. He just said, pray for my family, and I don't comment on, family issues. Like he's just not going to do that. He's not going to go back and forth with her on social media. And so I think I was just kind of asking, how would you feel if your husband, if you were married, and they decided to take one of their kids' mothers with them on a trip, a family trip, and not inform you. And so you kind of understand where she's coming from. And, I don't know what their communication is like. And he just always seems really private to me. I don't really see him unless it's business, unless it's music, or he's promoting a product or something. I don't see him on social media like some of the guys over here, right, in the States, like that are just on social media every day saying a bunch of nothing. I don't see him like that. So I don't know what's going on. I was also kind of tickled because she was like, he has 4 kids, but I believe it's 4 kids with two kids per kid's mother. I don't think it's not 4 mothers, to my understanding. There's only 2 other mothers, and then she is also, of course, the mother of 2 or 3 kids that they have together. But because, there are people over here with 13 baby mamas, and, who's going to marry them and not be in tears about all of that, right? But I don't know. So I guess it's all in how you look at things, and maybe she just don't know how she really wants to respond to whatever she's dealing with, and maybe that's why she's kind of putting everything out there because she really just don't know what to do, right? That's kind of how I see it. Like some people were saying on Twitter, it could be therapy for her to have someone to talk to, or to feel like she has other women to talk to that can relate to what she's going through, right? And that could just really be the reason that she's doing that. But then she's on this show, Young, Famous, and African, and so she's also kind of letting stuff out on the show as well. And then she says some things to him. I'm gonna play the clip. I think it's in this clip when they are talking about renewing their vows, because they're actually going to renew their vows on the show. So that's going to air on the show. And so I don't know, do I have that? Oh, you know what, I don't have that clip in here, but that's going to, their wedding vows, renewing their wedding vows is going to be part of this show on Netflix. But I do have the part when she was crying about him having kids before they got married. She said before she had her first child, he already had 4 kids. Her first child was his 5th, and it's her first child. But Annie started dating him when she was 16, just to put the backstory, because, you know, that was important, like someone said on Twitter, that people understand where she's coming from. She was 16 when she started dating him, so she is in a relationship with someone who's probably a first for her, a first everything, right? And so it probably is hard for her to really know how to handle whatever she's feeling. And so you do have to give her that. Like I said, you know, she can come over here and she's going and find these guys are over here with 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 kids' mothers, right? Like, I guess she wouldn't even date these people over here, because you're definitely going to meet people with more than 2 kids, 2 mothers to their children. And so, yeah. It's kind of hard to relate to her in that respect. But I get what she's saying. She was already dating him, and before they could even get married, he already had these other kids. But, you know, they were still single. He was still a single man, and I don't know what was going on in their relationship that made him move to these other people. You know, I don't know. I honestly don't. And like a lot of people were saying on Twitter, they're really going up on Twitter about this, about her being on the show. You know, she still married him anyway, right? So if you were so uncomfortable with him having these kids' mothers, why marry him? So that's a good question, and that's something that I think that she needs to examine. I don't know, maybe her looking back on the show will make her do that. Let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments if you guys are watching the show. How do you feel about what she's going to say in this next clip? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.